Hello and welcome to the Public Information Centre for the Class Environmental Assessment for additional sanitary sewage capacity to service Cannington in the Township of Brock. A transcript of this presentation and PDF copy of the slides are available on the Region's website. Also, on the Region's website, you will find the contact information for the project leads. We welcome your comments, suggestions, and feedback. We are currently located on land which has long served as a site of meeting and exchange among the Mississauga peoples, and is the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. We honor, recognize and respect this nation and Indigenous peoples as the traditional stewards of the lands and waters on which we meet today. The region is undertaking a Municipal Class Environmental Assessment, or Class EA for short, to complete infrastructure upgrades for the Cannington Water Pollution Control Plant. The main objectives of this virtual public information center are to learn about the Municipal Class EA process being followed for this project, to review the results of the activities completed to date and the solutions being recommended, and to outline how you can provide feedback on the information presented and stay informed and involved. The purpose of this Class EA study is to identify the preferred solution to provide wastewater servicing in Cannington to 2031 and beyond. This study follows the Municipal Class EA process. The process is a consistent, objective, and transparent way to plan public infrastructure. It provides opportunities for the public, government agencies, First Nation and Métis communities, and other interested persons to give feedback and guide decision-making. In simple terms, the Municipal Class EA process consists of 5 steps. In Step 1, we define the problem. This means understanding the existing challenges in the system and identifying future needs. Having a clear problem definition allows us to come up with appropriate solutions. A notice of study commencement is issued at this stage to announce the official start of the project and to invite comments and feedback. The notice of commencement for this project was published in the Brock Citizen on October 24 and October 31, 2019. The second step involves identifying alternatives to address the problem and selecting the preferred solution. The third step dives deeper into the preferred solution and evaluates alternative design concepts. Each concept is then evaluated in detail based on its impact to the natural environment, social and cultural impacts, technical merits, and financial cost. The preferred concept is not necessarily the one with lowest cost, but the one that combines technical performance with reduced or minimal impact to the natural and social environments. This Public Information Center presents the findings of the first 2 steps and gives a preview of our progress towards Step 3. We want to get feedback from you, the residents and business owners of Cannington. The fourth step of the process is to document the findings of the study. The findings are summarized in an environmental study report which will be available on the Region's website and sent to those that expressed interest in the project. A notice of study completion will be published when the report is available. After a 45-day review period, the Class EA study will be considered complete. After completing the Class EA process, the project will proceed to design and construction. The community of Cannington is located in the Township of Brock, to the southeast of Lake Simcoe and west of the city of Kawartha Lakes. Wastewater produced by existing development is conveyed by a sanitary collection system consisting of a network of gravity sewers discharging to the Laidlaw Street Sewage Pumping Station. The station pumps the wastewater to the Cannington Water Pollution Control Plant located at the northeast corner of the community. Residential development is planned in the areas shown in yellow, east of Side Road 18A and south of Cameron Street West, and north of Cameron Street West. These development areas will need to be connected to the sanitary collection system and their wastewater will need to be adequately treated. Preliminary estimates for Cannington indicate that the service population within the existing urban boundaries could potentially reach approximately 5,400 by 2041, approximately 3 times the existing serviced population. Based on historical average day flows from 2018 to 2021, the Cannington Water Pollution Control Plant, or WPCP for short, is operating at capacity. It is standard practice for municipalities in Ontario to start planning for upgrades when a treatment plant reaches between 75 and 80% of its rated capacity and additional growth is projected. To accommodate the projected growth in the community, a wastewater treatment capacity of 2,500 cubic meters per day would be required. Additional capacity is also required in the sanitary collection system to convey flows to the WPCP. Cannington is growing. Infrastructure improvements to the Cannington wastewater system are required to service growth in the community. For this study, we need to answer two questions. 1. How do we convey wastewater flows generated by new growth in the community? And 2. How do we treat those wastewater flows? So where do we begin? We have three different options to address the first question. The first conveyance option involves constructing a new trunk sewer to service new development to the west, expanding or replacing the existing Laidlaw Street sewage pumping station, abbreviated as SPS, and constructing a twin force main to the Cannington WPCP. The second conveyance option involves constructing a new trunk sewer to service new development to the west, expanding the existing Laidlaw Street SPS, constructing a new sewage pumping station to service new developments to the west, and constructing a new force main to the Cannington WPCP. The third conveyance option involves constructing a new trunk sewer to service new development to the west, constructing a new sewage pumping station and diverting flows from the existing and proposed development to it, and constructing a new force main to the Cannington WPCP and reusing the existing force main. The Laidlaw Street SPS could be maintained in service or eventually decommissioned. There are still questions left to address. As part of the next steps for this study, we need to do the following. 1. Evaluate the conveyance options to identify the preferred solution. 2. Identify the preferred site or sites for the pumping station or pumping stations and confirm the preferred alignment of sewers and force mains. 3. Confirm property acquisition requirements. If you recall, this study needs to address two questions. 1. How do we convey wastewater flows? And 2. How do we treat those wastewater flows? We just showed you the options for conveying wastewater flows. Now, we will address the second question. How do we treat the wastewater flows from Cannington? To select the preferred treatment option, we need to consider a few criteria. 1. Does the option allow meeting the long-term capacity needs? 2. Does the option allow the treated discharge to consistently meet effluent quality objectives and discharge policies? 3. Does the option efficiently use existing infrastructure? 4. Is this option compatible with existing treatment processes and operational practices, such that implementation will not significantly impact existing operations? And 5. Can the servicing strategy be implemented without major disruption to current sanitary sewage servicing? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then the alternative is considered inadequate and is eliminated. Treatment option 1 involves constructing a new treatment plant to operate concurrently with the existing Cannington WPCP. All new development would be directed to the new plant, while the existing development would continue to be directed to the existing plant. This option would meet long-term capacity needs. It would allow consistently meeting effluent quality objectives. It could be implemented without major disruption to the current sanitary sewage servicing. However, it does not efficiently use existing infrastructure and is not compatible with existing treatment processes and operational practices. Treatment option 2 involves constructing a new treatment plant and decommissioning the existing Cannington WPCP. This option meets long-term capacity needs. It allows meeting effluent quality objectives consistently and can be implemented without major disruption to the current sanitary sewage servicing. However, it does not efficiently use existing infrastructure and is not compatible with existing treatment processes and operational practices. Treatment option 3 involves decommissioning both the existing Cannington and Sunderland WPCPs and constructing a new central WPCP to treat wastewater from both communities. Like the previous options, this option meets long-term capacity needs. It allows the discharge to consistently meet effluent quality objectives and can be implemented without major disruption to the current sanitary sewage servicing. But it does not efficiently use existing infrastructure and it is not compatible with existing treatment processes and operational practices. Treatment Option 4 involves expanding the existing Cannington WPCP. This option meets long-term capacity needs. Consistently meets effluent quality objectives. Efficiently uses existing infrastructure as it is compatible with existing treatment processes and operational practices, and it can be implemented without major disruption to the current sanitary sewage servicing. In summary, we have 4 treatment options. Options 1, 2, and 3 do not meet 2 of our mandatory criteria. Option 4, expanding the existing Cannington WPCP, is the only one that meets all the criteria. Therefore, this is the preferred option. There are still questions we need to answer. Namely, what are the treatment objectives? What is the preferred approach or strategy to expand the WPCP? What is the preferred treatment technology? And what is the preferred design concept for the WPCP expansion? In the next few slides, we will discuss how we propose to tackle each of these questions. What are the treatment objectives for Cannington WPCP expansion? To figure this out, the region completed an assimilative capacity study of the Beaver River, where treated effluent from the WPCP is discharged. To minimize impacts to the river, it was concluded that the Cannington WPCP expansion will need to meet more stringent treatment requirements for ammonia and for total phosphorus. This table shows the treatment objectives and limits proposed for the Cannington WPCP. These are proposed to minimize impacts to the water quality of the Beaver River. What are the possible strategies for expanding the WPCP? We could add more facultative lagoons like the existing ones. Facultative lagoons rely on the natural activity of microorganisms to remove pollutants from the wastewater. We could build a new mechanical treatment plant, or we could add mechanical equipment to the existing lagoons. All these options would be designed to meet the treatment objectives, but each has advantages and disadvantages. Facultative lagoons use a natural, passive treatment process that is simple to operate but requires a large footprint. These lagoons are typically designed to discharge only twice a year, which means that the incoming flows must be stored for up to 6 months. Facultative lagoons are typically found in smaller rural communities. Mechanical treatment plants use mechanical equipment such as air blowers, pumps and mixers to accelerate biological treatment processes to remove organic matter and solids from the wastewater. These processes require smaller footprint but are more operationally complex. These facilities are typically designed to discharge continuously, eliminating the need for large storage tanks or lagoons. Given their smaller footprint, these plants are used where there are site constraints. Finally, an aerated lagoon system combines the benefits of a lagoon with those of a mechanical plant. Aerated lagoons do not require as much space as facultative lagoons as they use mechanical equipment to accelerate the rate of treatment. Thus, they are a good option to expand the capacity of existing lagoon plants without the need for new lagoons. Aerated lagoon systems can be found all across southern Ontario. Examples include the Waterford WPCP, southwest of Hamilton, and the Castleman and Russell WPCPs, near the city of Ottawa, among many others. There are 4 different feasible strategies to expand the Cannington WPCP and meet the treatment objectives using the systems we just described. Expansion Strategy 1 involves constructing 2 new lagoons next to the 2 existing ones and building new treatment systems for ammonia removal and filtration. The plant would continue to discharge to the Beaver River only in the spring and in the fall. To build the 2 new lagoons, the site boundaries would need to be extended as the site would require more than twice the existing footprint. Expansion Strategy 2 also involves building new lagoons. However, some of the lagoons would be aerated to accelerate the treatment process. This would make the lagoons smaller and reduce the total land required for the plant. However, new facilities to remove ammonia and provide filtration would be also required. Expansion Strategy 3 consists of decommissioning the existing lagoons and building a new mechanical WPCP. The new plant would be designed to allow continual discharging to the Beaver River. This strategy would result in a significantly smaller footprint, but this would increase the capital cost of the project. Expansion Strategy 4 involves adding an aeration system to one of the existing lagoons and building new systems for ammonia removal and filtration. Under this strategy, the WPCP would be designed to continually discharge to the Beaver River. To choose among the 4 strategies, we used the same criteria we previously considered. We want to select an option that meets the long-term capacity needs, meets effluent quality objectives, efficiently uses existing infrastructure, is compatible with existing processes and can be implemented without significant impact to existing operations or disruptions to existing services. This chart provides an overview of the evaluation completed for the 4 different expansion strategy options. Since Expansion Strategy 4 is the only one that meets all the criteria, it was selected as preferred. To summarize, the preferred option to treat wastewater flows from the community is to expand the existing Cannington WPCP. The preferred strategy to achieve this is to retrofit the existing lagoons with an aeration system and add new treatment processes for ammonia removal and filtration. This strategy would provide the required capacity to treat future flows while meeting all water quality requirements, efficiently using existing infrastructure and minimizing operation disruptions while reducing land acquisition requirements and capital costs. But there are still questions left to answer. For example, there are several available technologies to remove ammonia and to provide filtration. Each technology has its advantages and disadvantages and has an impact on how much land is needed for the plant, how much construction will cost, and how much the plant will cost to operate in the future. In the next stages of this study, we will evaluate each of these technologies in detail and will consider not only their cost and technical features but also their impacts on the social, cultural, and natural environments. Next, we will show you 4 possible design concepts for the preferred expansion to the Cannington WPCP. The concepts show properties that would need to be purchased by the region to construct the plant expansion. The first design concept would require the region to purchase property to the east and south of the plant site. The areas requiring property acquisition are shown in yellow. The new land would be required for the new process facilities and to facilitate access to the site. The second design concept also requires purchasing the triangular property to the east as well as land to the north to accommodate a new road access via Brock Concession Road 13. The third design concept involves property acquisition to the south of the existing WPCP, as shown in yellow. The fourth design concept involves extending the plant site boundaries north of the WPCP. There is still work to be done, as we need to conduct a detailed evaluation of each concept. To support the evaluation, the project team will use the Envision framework from the Institute for Sustainable Infrastructure. The Envision framework is becoming a standard to demonstrate environmental stewardship for public infrastructure. The framework will be used to evaluate how the project contributes to social, economic, and environmental sustainability. Before we make any big decisions, we need to hear from you, the residents and business owners of Cannington. We want to know your concerns and preferences so that we can take them into account when evaluating options. Get involved by emailing Kelly Murphy, the region's project manager, with any questions and comments by March 31, 2023. You can stay informed by checking our website, durham.ca/Brock sewage capacity.